Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hike, California. Today we have a bit of an unsettling story to discuss. Recently, rangers at Death Valley National Park discovered that one of their old aerial tram towers had been knocked over by vandals. Now, this tram tower has been in the park and in the vicinity for decades, and it's left people a little unsettled and upset. So, this tower was part of the Saline Valley Salt Tram, which is a really unique and interesting feature in this park's history. It tells about the ingenuity of some of the early people who lived and worked in what is now known as Death Valley National Park. The Saline Valley, as you can no doubt tell by its name, is known for its vast salt deposits. Now, this attracted the attention of mining companies. But the primary challenge was removing the salt out of the remote and rugged valley. The Saline Valley Salt Tram project was initiated by the Saline Valley Salt Company. The goal was to build a tramway that could transport salt over the Inyo Mountains to Owens Valley, where it could be processed and shipped. The tramway was designed by engineer W. L. Smith and constructed by the Trenton Iron Company of New Jersey. It was an engineering marvel of its time, stretching approximately 13.4 miles across rugged terrain. Completed in 1913, the tramway consisted of multiple towers, cables, and tram cars that carried salt from the valley floor to the other side of the mountains. The system used gravity and the natural contours of the land to move the heavy loads. Now, operating in one of the hottest and driest places on Earth, the tramway faced numerous challenges, including extreme temperatures, maintenance issues, and just the logistics of working in such a remote area. And almost immediately, it faced financial challenges. The high costs of operation and maintenance, coupled with fluctuating salt prices, made it difficult to sustain. The tramway ceased operations in 1930. Over time, it fell into disrepair, with many of the structures succumbing to the harsh desert conditions. While many of the structures have deteriorated, parts of the tramway, including some towers, do still stand as a testament to this remarkable feat of engineering. The tower that was found vandalized is one of only 4 on National Park Service land. The rest are in BLM territory. So here's what we know. Sometime between April 1st and April 23rd, this tower was knocked over. The National Park Service issued a press release on May 13th saying that the tower was toppled over when a driver used it to free their stuck vehicle. The individual used a winch to extract their vehicle from deep mud and inadvertently pulled the tower over in the process. Tracks at the scene showed that the vehicle had driven off of the roadway before getting stuck. And park rangers believe the driver used the nearest tower as an anchor to free the vehicle, leading to its destruction. This is a bit of a double whammy because prior to the incident, there were actually plans to stabilize these towers using funds from the Biden administration's Inflation Reduction. Because of the damages, however, it's not clear if those funds can be redirected to re-anchor the now damaged.
Okay, so there is video that was posted online on YouTube. It's 11 minutes long. I haven't been able to find the full video, but I did find the 2-minute section that was posted by Outdoors Magazine. So I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it here and watch our live reaction. So let's check it out.
Hey there, you okay?
We need a winch.
You need a
We
winch?
went a little too far in the mud, and there's nothing for us to winch onto.
How far are you guys?
You see, like that last
Okay.
tower? It's honestly like you guys.
Okay, so it looks like this is this guy's dash cam, and he's just driving along the road, and this woman walks up with her dog, starts growling at him, um, to say they need a winch. So um, that's the setup.
Can get within where we are, like maybe like 20, 50 feet easily. We just need we need something to latch onto. We got nothing.
Okay.
Like if any of you guys, your guys are like super fucking stuck.
Okay, let me see here.
How deep.
Okay, so we've cut out some time. So it looks like we've cut out some time here, and now we're pulling. We've already set up the winch, and we're pulling the truck out of the mud. It looks like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, oh. So it's actually already knocked over. This is already knocked over. So Yeah, it looks like they maybe tried to hook onto the tram pole tower and pull themselves out, and then they couldn't, and they went and flagged down the next guy who drove by.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the same video, but not cut in, not cropped in. What are you doing out there?
Hey, we need two. We need two.
So they need 2 cars to pull them out. God.
That was a good idea, too, because I was sliding.
Ugh. So muddy. Second line. The dog knows. The dog knows you shouldn't be doing this. Why are you out there? So I think, so that's something to note too, is that, uh, yeah, they just kind of got out there and obviously they got stuck in the mud. It's starting to get hot. They get really nervous. They start panicking and they're like, well, we got to pull ourselves out. We've got this winch. Let's hook it onto this structure that we see. The problem is, like, I can relate to all of that. That all makes sense. But the problem is, it's illegal. Not even just the hooking onto that tower, but like literally being out in the mud. Like, you can't go off road in Death Valley National Park. You can't go off road in, I don't think, any national park, but certainly not Death Valley. Um, and this is why. And this is actually, according to the National Park Service, is actually like the most dangerous thing at the park. I mean, to say like this is what the most damage is caused by at Death Valley. I don't know if you remember when COVID shut down all the parks and people were going into, I think that was mostly Joshua Tree, but people were going into parks and just like driving off road and tearing everything up. But like this is what happens: is it really gets really it really damages the environment. And that's outside of the artifacts. So let me speed this up. Good. Funny to think there's 11 minutes of just
It
this.
spins? Oh, if it spins, don't put it in drive. Put it in neutral. Okay, you want to direct? You direct the two.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, it's pretty clear that they got out on the mud. They were having a good time. They were doing donuts or whatever they were doing, and things got out of control, and they got stuck and they panicked. But that's not actually why you shouldn't go out there, but it's yet another reason to not go out into the mud at Death Valley or really in a national park. There's plenty of places where you can do that. It's not a good one, but okay. So that's the video, and looks like the tower was already knocked down, so we don't see it actually getting knocked down. But I think we can put it together pretty well.
While it isn't immediately obvious that the people in the video were the ones who knocked over the tower, the Outdoor Magazine article does show a picture of the man in the video removing a winch, the same winch from the tower. So it looks pretty suspicious. Editor Grimace here to say, since shooting this video, the perpetrators have actually come forward. The internet did what it does. It tracked down the truck and the driver shown in the video. I'm not 100% sure that that is who came forward, but I believe that that is so. And they have taken full responsibility. Now, it's exactly what we thought. They said that they got stuck in mud. They tried to pull themselves out and they panicked and they apologize and take full responsibility. However, I mean, it's just a nice reminder that park regulations are there to protect the resources of the park. I know maybe you want to go mudding in Death Valley or maybe go off road in Joshua Tree or whatever, but the reason for the national parks is to protect the space, not to provide recreation possibilities. That's just a really nice benefit in a way that we can use that park, but we still have to use it responsibly. So it's just something to remember, something to help guide you. Now back to the video. So seeing the video serves as a pretty stark reminder to follow park regulations. They're not arbitrary. They're there to protect you. They're there to protect other park goers, and more importantly, they're there to protect the park resources. So, it might seem silly, like, why can't I go off road? Why can't I drive over there? But maybe there's a reason for that. The other thing that I would take away from this is if you're going to go somewhere, especially if you're going to go off road, if you're going to go somewhere with an element of danger where things go sideways, you might get stuck. Bring along some way to communicate. Bring along a satellite communicator. I mean, these people are really lucky that some cars came by, because Death Valley is a very large park, and there's a very real chance that they may have just never been found and had to like walk to the road and hike all the way back, and hopefully they would have made it. But Death Valley doesn't have any water, and it can just be a dangerous and unforgiving environment. So I'm happy that it ended as well as it ended. A tram tower being knocked down is suboptimal, but could have been a lot worse. So just let that serve as a reminder. Take precautions when you go out. You can have a good time without, feeling the need to break park regulations, and certainly not to damage, historical artifacts for generations to come. So, our actions can sometimes have unintended consequences. So, just something to keep in mind. Anyway, my name is Grimace. You are watching Hike California, and hey, let's do this again sometime.